What's up, everyone? I'm starting a new show called Let's Face It, where two dudes talk about skincare. The caveat is we're going to be wearing a disco face mask the entire interview. I got my buddy Joe, who's going to be my guest for the first episode. Here we go. Episode 1 of Let's Face It.
This is perfect. I feel so vulnerable.
It's the best way to start. It's the best way to start a podcast. Podcast, YouTube. Well, everybody can see your face now.
Right. This is it. Well, this is actually the perfect way for me to come out on social and be like, "Hey, I'll show you half of my face."
So we have products here from Disco. We got a Disco face mask on our face, and I just wanted to have a conversation, two dudes, about skincare, because since Disco's come into my life, I have been using more products on my face than I ever have combined in my entire 34 years of my life.
I've already today used more products on my face than I've used in my entire life, other than soap.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about and I'm gonna kind of talk you through kind of what I love about this is what we're feeling right now. Do you feel that on your face?
I feel it. I'm watching your mouth, right? Like having trouble getting, and I'm like, wow, good thing I'm protected.
Yeah. With the beard, when it starts to dry, if I don't talk and then it dries, I'm like, this feels good. I'm like,
so it gets you ready for Botox, which I guess is probably part 2, right?
So tell me about your skincare routine and lack of it.
Yeah, honestly, I never really had one. And I think that even from like a young age, you just like, I don't know, you don't really do it. I wash my face in the shower. And then as I got older, I started washing my face in the morning when I brushed my teeth. I don't know, that's kind of the extent of it. I mean, I dealt with a little bit of acne when I was a kid, but nothing like crazy. So I used whatever the Proactive, like the stuff you buy off the the infomercials. And it kind of worked. It felt like it was working. I don't know if it actually did anything. I don't know if I just grew out of it because it still took a year or whatever. And since then, I guess when I passed 30, I started noticing like the bags under my eyes and like and I'm like, ooh, I don't want to slip into that world. Yeah. So when you're like skincare, I'm like, actually, I've kind of been interested in learning this, but I don't really know where to start. So this is probably good.
No, this is great because it's definitely found its way into my skincare routine, and I think that the guys are just such habitual people, like with the way that we move, the way that our daily routine, like all that, and what I think is just lacking is understanding what's out there,
right? Understanding
what it does for us, and understanding that like it needs to find its way into our routine, because as we're both over 30, we're like, my face is getting kind of muffed up.
Like there's something I can do with this, right? Like, can I hold on to this for a little bit longer?
Yeah. So that's what I love about the Disco products, and especially this face mask is like, I love the cooling sensation that is like happening right now.
And it's actually really fun to watch.
It's
I'm
super
enjoying.
That's what when I first put this on, and I had this idea for this podcast YouTube show for this. Right. I was like, this is fantastic. I'm going to intro. I'm going to have my guest put it on, and we're going to be interviewing and talking to each other while each other's faces are changing.
I can only imagine that a lot of the guys that you're going to do this with are going to be the same as me, where it's just like, I know this is important. It's just a realm that I never really dove into, don't really know how to start. And again, I think that normally you'd ask your friends, but none of my friends have skincare routines either, right? Like literally I asked Steve, I'm like, hey, like, do you have a skincare routine? And he goes, yeah, I drink a lot of water. And he just walks away, and that was it. So that's as far as we know, at least we can get in my group.
Well, I'll be completely honest with you. My skin changed when I went vegetarian.
Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, I was 29 when I went vegetarian, and like within 6 months of me going vegetarian, everybody was just like, dude, you're glowing. And I'm like, I appreciate that. And I was just like, but why do you say that? They're like, your skin just looks different. I was like, well, I've done nothing to my skincare routine, so it must be the fact that I went vegetarian. And they're like, oh wow, like that's pretty interesting. So when people tell me that even at 34 that like I have good skin, it's like most of it is a tribute to vegetarianism.
That's sweet. I say like when I associate good skin, it's normally not with product, it's with like how into fitness you are. Because like these people that I hang out with that are constantly doing fitness, they all look young, they all look vibrant, they all have healthy skin. And I don't know what their skincare routine is. I just always associate with they must be healthy because they're getting all the right nutrition, they're getting all the right things for your body. So it's probably something along those lines.
So what does a skincare line have to do to get more men in? I'm getting that. My face won't. I'm getting my face won't move. So what is a skincare company strictly towards guys? What do you need more? Do we need more education? What do we need?
So I always say for guys, it's normally all convenience based because and this is only my perception, but I think that women just have more times in their life where they're told like, hey, take your time, make yourself look right. Like, look, and there's always been more emphasis on the way that a girl looks and what the maintenance routine of her body is. And I remember like, I've even talked to past girlfriends about it where I'm like, how is your skin like that? Like your skin doesn't feel like other skin. I'm like, yeah, well, I spend 30 minutes after a shower doing all these different rubs and lotions. And I'm like, how come this was just never even a part of like a discussion that I was in? You know what I mean? Like I never even knew about it. So I think that, as animals as we are, they've built in that habit, that behavior of, I know I need some skincare routine, and whether it's bad or good is irrelevant because at some point they'll figure it out. We don't have that time. Like if you told me, hey, I'm going to add 35 minutes on to your shower or your morning routine, I'm like, I don't have that time.
Nope.
Sorry. My skin will suck. I'll just have to make more money or something. You know what I mean? I'll have to figure something else out.
Even when females already hate us because they're like, yeah, I'll meet you I'll meet you. Like, when are you going to start getting ready? I'm like, 7 minutes before I have to leave, I'm going to get in the shower.
Right. Right. Well, so I think that the other thing that, if I was in the skincare company, I was like, you have to be able to show me exactly why I would want it. Because all of the anchors that are in I don't have the anchors that a girl would have. Like if you say exfoliating, I've heard that word 1,000 times in my life. I've never looked it up. I don't even know what that really means. I'm assuming it's something to do with like clearing the pores out, but I don't even know what the benefit of that is. I don't know if that's what I should be doing. So I think when I see skincare products, they're always pitching me what the value is, but I don't actually know what that means.
Okay.
So it's like, break it down. Like, so what does that mean? Hey, do you sleep too much or you sleep too little? This is what... Okay, find my problem and approach that rather than tell me what the end result is because I don't know what that end result's supposed to be.
So when we talk about habits of a guy and like we gotta fit these in because we have no more time, we feel like we have no more time.
Right.
The cool part about what I've already done with these products is I've placed them into my environment where things are already happening. So if the cleanser needs to be used twice a day, what do you do 1 to 2 times a day? Shower.
Right.
So
shower, brush your teeth. Right.
So now I put it into my showering routine and it's shampoo and cleanser. So that when the water's coming down on me getting my shampoo out, it's getting my cleanser off. So boom, I already have one product in there. I also have the scrub in the shower as well that they suggest to do before you shave. So I do that 1 to 2 times a week. So that's in the shower too. Whoops. That's in the shower too.
Don't move too fast.
As long as I don't get any clay on your like $1,000 mic. And then the other thing too is just having the eye stick and the moisturizer, like literally. So I get out of the shower, I go deodorant, I go moisturizer, and then I go eye stick, and it's all right there for me. And it's out on on the counter of my sink. Because if it's not,
shower's a great time.
Yeah,
because that's a time where like I remember growing up, I would take like 4-minute showers, and I'm just like, what are you guys doing in the shower? I wash I'm bigger than all of you people. Yeah. I'm in my family. I'm scrubbing my body down. I get every inch of it, and it's 4 minutes, and it's 5 minutes. Like,
yeah.
And it's because they're doing other shit like skincare routines. So then I just started baking in more time anyway to my showers because I'm like, I just want to spend 10 minutes. So I'm not doing anything for at least 5 of those minutes.
Well, then you can add the cleanser.
Now I have
the cleanser in there. Well, cool. How does it feel?
It feels great. I mean, it feels great because it feels like it's doing something.
Yeah, that's the cool part about it.
I don't know what that means, but there's something happening.
There is definitely something happening. Thanks for coming on today and just letting me tell you, like 2 days ago, I'm gonna put a face mask on you and I'm gonna interview you while it's drying. Yeah. So I appreciate you.
No, this was great. I've definitely learned a lot already. So
yeah, we got some products here you can take home, and
that's perfect.
I know you're an entrepreneur, so you definitely need the eye stick here.
Yes, that would be great.
This is what Stu bought. Stu bought this.
The eye stick. I feel like that's like the first thing that other guys, at least our age, are willing to say. Yep. Like, my eyes. Do something like these bags under my eyes. Yep. It's like, well, first sleep more than 3 hours. That helps. I'm sure, but this is probably a nice little additive to it. Yep.
All right, man. I appreciate it. And if you ever need anything from the Disco family, use that code Dodge15 and you get a 50% off.
Will do.
Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah. Let's go get this off our face.